is Brandon, and I want to be showing you a song now. We're going to go into 4 and 20 from Stephen Stills, great artist from Great Crosby, Stills and Nash and Young and Buffalo Springfield. So the song 4 and 20 is in open D tuning. I'll first show you how we do that. The idea with this song, as in most open tunings, is you want a lot of the chords, a lot of the strings, I should say, to sound in unison. So let's drop down. What we have here is standard tuning, right? Play an E. This is a D. So you would like to have this D sound just like that, but in the sense of all the strings to unify in open D. So the E, the low E, the 6th string. I'll show you that again. Okay, that's going to come down from the 6th. It's going to come down from the low E, excuse me, and become a D. Going down a step. So it's within the same octave as your D string, the 4th string. Now the 1st, or the high E, we want to drop down as well, in unison with that D. Alright. Now you have a beautiful D modal tuning. Now what you want is to drop as well this A string, the 5th string. You need to drop the B string so it's also in unison. So it'll come down as well, a step. Alright, so now you have... Well, what happened to our 3rd string? Well, that needs to come down a half a step from the G to an F sharp. Beautiful. This is known for a lot of slide tunings. So what we have now then, in essence, from bass, well, we'll say from lowest to highest, is this. Our 6th is a D. Our 5th is now become, it's still the same as an A. And next is a D. So you have D, A, D, F sharp, okay, A, D, and that's what you have, okay. Now, to play this beautiful song, which is also great for slide tuning, you want to start with your 1st finger on the 7th fret, followed by your ring finger on the 9th. And you're going to do a Travis picking pattern, if you will, from Merle Travis. If you're familiar with Travis picking, a lot of times that means an alternating bass, in this sense with both your Ds. So a good thing to do whenever you're learning any type of Travis picking, you need to keep this repetition going. Something I recommend to everyone. And essentially you're going to be... Let's give you an idea of the song first of all. Just kidding. years ago, I come into this land, the son of a woman and a man who lived in strife. He was tired being poor, and he wasn't into selling door to door, and he worked like a devil to be more. So that gives you an idea of what Stephen Stills was going after there. So again, with this Travis picking, your intent is keeping this alternating bass flowing while you also have a melody line played on the high strings, which are now tuned to A and D, respectively. All right. So, if anyone's ever tried Dust in the Wind from Kansas, or songs that reflect this kind of a Travis picking, this kind of alternating bass pattern while a melody is also played, this song is a great example. So what you want to do is, essentially you'll pluck the 7 with I like to do the middle finger and the thumb. So you would go essentially. So you've got a pluck. Now, if you've not been familiarized yourself with this kind of pattern in other songs, I'd best recommend you go to listen to Dust in the Wind from Kansas, or a song again that shows this alternating bass, Deep River Blues from Doc Watson. There's a great example. Again, kind of what they call a claw hammer technique. That's something completely different. Right now, this is a basic melody line and alternating bass use of these things together. So again, the 7 and the 0, this is the 0 and the 7, followed by the 4th or the D string, so in other words, this chord that you're playing in between this bass line, and I put the G in there sometimes for fun, is, in other words, intermittent between the two. But slowly it's 7 and 0 together, then 4 is open, then you have your first finger plucks the 9 or the B string. So slow. That's all I'm going to go into with that chord. I'll just show you how we move it. We move it 1. So we should practice that. And this slides together. Let's do that again together. Now sometimes I change it up even. So you see how that is. So after that, we come back to the bass. And right after that bass, we pluck back to our first string on the 7th fret, and it just is it's a cycle. And you see how after that, your alternating bass, if you're familiar with it, will cruise back to number 4. And then again, you're on the 7. It's that simple. So, I urge you, anybody who's watching this, to learn Travis picking, and maybe in a little bit easier format if you're learning the song for the first time. And then you can follow my instructions. It'll be a little clearer. This song is showing 4 and 20. Okay, so here we are on 7, 5. Now we're on 4 and 5. Now you see that that's a pluck with the open on the 6th string and the 2nd here. And then there's a hammer on, there's a pull off and a hammer on the 4th. So let's show you that again. And I do throw that G in there every so often. You don't need it. Let's see how that goes. Alright, so that looks like this slowly. Let's see. Okay. Wherever it feels comfortable for you, as long as you've got that flow going. Now, we're on the 3rd fret now here. I do kind of this kind of number. I just kind of switch that up. The important thing here is the basic foundation, that you have the thumb doing this. You're back to that, but on 10 and 12. So, important to keep your chart tuned. Sometimes I switch that if you wanted to see that with my thumb. Now Stephen probably does something more like that. Simple. So let's just try it like that. I recommend more of a walking pattern. It's almost as though you've refrained in this area. So let's show you that slowly. Again, remember you're doing this alternating bass on 3 and 5 consecutively with your middle finger on the 6th string, the 3rd fret, and actually your ring finger is now below on the D string on the 4th, and you've got your pinky just cruising along behind it on the G string there. That slides up. Again, I urge anybody to understand Travis picking before really trying to pick up 4 and 20. So you're kind of walking up that way. And then you land again. You land on that style we talked about, the pluck. But this time, only this time you're on 10 and 12. Remember this? So you want to do that here. Well, I hope that gives somebody an idea of the song. I hope you enjoyed my video. My name is Brendan Comwella. And rock on.